Hello friends, welcome to Department of Plant Pathology, KDSP Agriculture College Nasik. In previous lecture, we have studied all the diseases of grapes, their causal organisms, symptomatology and their management. And now today, we are going to see the diseases of apple and their management. That first one is apple scab. Scab of apple caused due to Venturinia iniqualis. It is one of the fungal pathogen, and you can see the symptoms of this apple scab. These are olive colored irregular spots appear on sepals and young leaves of the flower buds. Lesions become olive green to grey in color with a velvety surface. Later these lesions become metallic black in color. These lesions on older leaves form on upper surface of leaves. These leaves affected may be very smaller or they are curled, and later these curled leaves will fall off of the plants. The small scab spots will appear on twigs and blossoms also. Infected fruits develop scab lesions. Margin of lesions become cracked. Premature dropping of fruit is occurred, and dark scabs appear on the storage crops or storage fruits also. So these are some particular symptoms of this scab disease of apple. This apple scab pathogen overwinters in leaves in the form of pseudothecia. As you can see, there is a right side on the bottom side, there is a pseudothecia which is produced by this Venturinia iniqualis. These are pseudothecia and this contains ascospores. This ascospore germinate and produces mycelium, which produces numerous conidia also. So these are serving as a primary source of infection, and secondary source of infection is through rain-borne conidia or air currents containing conidia, and sometimes it may mix with rain splashes also. So this leads to cause fruit infection. After the leaf falling, mycelium develops in the form of pseudothecia in foliar fallen leaves and overwinters in such condition. So this is one of the common pathogen occurs in apple crop. This pathogen favors cool climate and wet period of spring. Early summer favors the development of this disease. These ascospores germinate even at low temperature, that is up to 6 to 26 degrees Celsius temperature range is favorable for development of this disease. Now, for management of this apple scab, most important point is spraying of 5% urea on foliar fallen leaves. It's quite effective for controlling this disease at primary level, because the major life cycle of this disease occurs on foliar fallen leaves and it completes on foliar fallen leaves on the soil. So that if we do the spraying of 5% urea on the such foliar fallen leaves, all the leaves become decomposed or destroyed, or it will convert it into organic matter. So the breaking of life cycle of this pathogen it happen. So it interrupts the life cycle of this pathogen, so that it is recommended to spray with 5% urea on foliar fallen leaves. Similarly, alternate sprays of fungicides like propiconazole, carbendazim are helpful for controlling this disease. Similarly, some resistant varieties were also noticed, that is Prima, Priscilla, Surprise. These are some resistant varieties that we can also use for cultivation purpose. So this is all about scab of apple. Next most important disease of apple is fire blight of apple, and it is a bacterial disease, and first time fire blight of apple was reported by T.J. Burrill in 1878. You can see the symptoms of this fire blight of apple. Initially it shows symptoms on flowers. It shows water soak, shrivel, symptoms, or it also shows blackish color spots on flowers. Leaves on the same twig develop brown black blotches along the midribs, veins and margins, and between the veins also. Blackening progresses, leaf curl and shrivels. Terminal twigs are infected directly and wilting up tip to downward happens in this fire blight of apple. So that's why it is called as shepherd crook. That means it shows shepherd crook like symptoms. Tip of twig is hook like, so that's why it is called as shepherd crook. Leaves turn black and cling to the twig. This is the particular character of this fire blight of apple. Similarly, bark of the cankers appear water soaked at first, later becoming dark sunken and dry spots were developed. Infected small immature fruits become water soaked and turn brown, shrivel and turn black in later phases. So these are all about the symptoms of this fire blight of apple. These bacteria overwinter at the margin of cankers and possibly in the buds. In spring, the bacteria become active. Under humid weather, bacterial masses exudes through lenticels. Then insect flies and spreads this bacteria from infected portion to the flowers. Bacteria rapidly multiply in the nectar, leading to the death of and collapse of the nearby cells. That is, necrosis happens in such infected nectary cells. From the flower, the bacteria moves down to the pedicel into the fruit spur. Then infection of spur result in the death of the flowers and leaves and fruits also. So these are in short about life cycle of this bacteria. Now for management of this bacterial fire blight of apple, we have to cut all blighted shoots in the summer. It reduces the initial inoculum. Then cutting should be done at 30 cm below from the point of the infection. Then forecasting model should be run in the combination with temperature, rainfall, humidity at growing stages of tree. It's quite effective for management of pre-season management of this fire blight of apple. Then similarly, we can also control it by spraying with antibiotics like streptomycin and copper containing fungicide like Bordeaux mixture or Blitox. These are quite effective against this fire blight of apple. So this is all about management of this fire blight of apple. The another most important disease of apple is powdery mildew, and it is caused due to Podospora leukotricha. Here you can see the symptoms of this powdery mildew. This disease appears after the bud develop into new leaves and shoots. Early symptoms on leaves consist of small patches of white and greyish colored powdery masses on the undersurface of leaves, which will later spread to the both surfaces. New leaves and shoots are weak due to heavy production of spores and infection of this mildew. Affected leaves become longer and narrower than the normal ones. This is the particular symptom. Then margin is curled. Leaves turn brown to black in color, and partial defoliation, and in some cases, in severe infection, there is complete defoliation of leaves also occurs due to this powdery mildew. Infected fruits remain small, deformed, and land to develop a roughened surface. In nursery plants, disease prevents formulation of wood in the stem. So this is all about symptomatology of this powdery mildew. You can see the symptoms of this powdery mildew, and these are the Clistothecia containing spores, and these spores were liberated from infected portion to healthy portion. Fungus overwinter in the form of mycelium in diseased vegetative buds and fruits, and secondary spread is through by wind-borne conidia. This powdery mildew can be effectively controlled by pruning and shredding of all infected leaves. Then pre-bloom spray of sulfur is quite effective for controlling this disease as primary level, and it should be done in the ratio of 1:60 dilutions. Then dusting with powdered sulfur also is effective for controlling this disease, and it should be done at the rate of 25 kg per hectare. 3 dustings of all this sulfur containing fungicide is essential. First should be done at new shoot formation stage, second should be done just before the blossoming, and third should be done at 40 to 50 days of the blossoming. Then some resistant cultivars were noticed, that is Maharaja Chant, Golden Chinese. These are some resistant cultivars. These can be grown for avoiding this disease. Then another disease of apple is crown gall of apple, and it is caused due to bacterium Agrobacterium tumefaciens. It is a gall forming bacteria, and you can see the symptoms of this crown gall of apple. Small outgrowth on the stem and roots near the soil happens due to the infection by this Agrobacterium. These galls are spherical, white or flesh colored in young stage. These galls in later stages become hard and corky on woody stem, knobby and knotty. Affected plants stunted with chlorotic leaves. These are the particular symptoms of this crown gall disease of apple. Now for management of this crown gall, we have to follow regulatory measures. Then crop rotation, if possible, it should be done with maize or other grain crops. Then penicillin or vancomycin is effective against this disease, so that we can control it in effective manner. Similarly, Agrobacterium radiobacter strain K1026 is applied to the fresh wound, and it is recommended for controlling this crown gall disease of apple. Now the last disease of apple is apple mosaic, and it is caused due to apple mosaic virus. This is one of the viral disease. You can see the symptoms of this disease. The apple mosaic disease is reported to be caused by this apple mosaic virus in plants with mosaic symptoms. It comes under family Bromoviridae, and there are total 3 subgroups in this genus, that is Elarovirus. This genome is tripartite, having single-stranded positive sense RNA. RNA1, RNA2 and RNA3 are encapsulated in genomic RNA. These are major characteristics of this virus. Leaves of apple trees infected with this mosaic disease develop brighted appearance or pale yellow colored leaves. Then bright cream colored irregular chlorotic spots were also developed. Then chlorosis is the most common symptom of this apple mosaic, and it can develop along the leaf veins, creating a reticulated appearance, or in other cases it can manifest as a large amorphous chlorotic areas between leaf veins. Lesions may change to necrotic spots in affected leaves after exposure to the sun's heat. The distribution of symptomatic leaves may be erratic throughout individual trees or limited to a single limb. The number and severity of the symptomatic leaves directly correlate with the temperature, with more severe symptoms in years with moderate spring temperatures. So these are all about the symptoms of this apple mosaic. For controlling this apple mosaic, it is recommended to control all the vectors which were responsible for transmission of this virus from infected sap to infected newer field. So for controlling such vectors, we can control these vectors by spraying with insecticides like dimethoate or trizophos. These are some recommended chemicals, insecticides which are recommended for controlling these insect vectors. So that's all about diseases of apple and their management. In next lecture we will see the new topic. Thanks for watching this video.